Alrighty, hi everybody, welcome back to the Land of Low Friction, and hope you enjoyed my new, much shorter and more dramatic intro. So yep, new PC. Thank you very much to everybody who tried their best to help me with my old, very expensive and far too short-lived for that price laptop. But yeah, so far all attempts at repair to what I can do have failed. So I did some online shopping during last Friday's sports day. So just been getting set up and running with a new computer, which will not crash on me, or hasn't been anyway, crashing every 5 seconds or 5 minutes, which is much more joyous to work with, I can assure you. And I made sure when I purchased that I bought a desktop with a good amount of pretty lights inside, because we all know that is crucially important to the overall performance and longevity of one's computer. So I made sure I covered that base well. So very happy so far. However, it would appear that I thought that I had my intro backed up. If I have backed it up very safely. Alright, today's video is going to be, I know I said last week was rushed, today is going to be so rushed. I again apologise in advance. It has been quite a day. So last night at kickboxing, the little guy doing a high kick, unweighted his base foot and landed on his butt, hurt his neck. It's relatively easily done. Don't ask me about it. My high kicks are certainly not high kicks, unless you're perhaps Tyrion Lannister. Might give you a worry then. Other than that, you are very safe. But yeah, it is actually quite easily done. And we thought that he'd just maybe a little bit of whiplash. However, this morning he was moving pretty much like sort of C-3PO if C-3PO was having a bad day, and a fair bit of pain. So took him off to emergency just to be safe, just because yeah, it's a neck and you really want to be sure about these things. So despite my, I actually bounced out of bed at 4 AM this morning because I had a fair bit to attack today that I was quite keen on, and yeah, lost a good sort of 7 odd hours with our trip to ED. All's fine with the little guy, which is amazing and awesome, but my work day, not so much. And then just getting set up with the video software, which I planned to do this morning, got that installed, started to record, and I just spent the last half hour after I made my new intro trying to solve a rather horrific hum from the microphone. Needed some sort of Google YouTube help. It turns out it seems like the desktop's putting more vibration through the desk, so the phone that was surrounding the microphone is now underneath the microphone, and it's cut out the worst of the hum. It was really bad. Like I wouldn't have been able to put up the vid. It was the hum in the background was that bad. So that's part of the rush video today. Things are rather late now, and I don't know how much more time I've got. However, so all battles aside, I did still want to try to get something up today, because I'm going to be on holidays for the next couple of weeks over the school holidays. At least hopefully mostly on some leave. Chains will still need to be prepped, stock still needs to be ordered to keep coming in, test machines will still need to be spooled up as much as I can sort of keep them running in amongst stuff. So there's always that to be done whilst I'm on leave, but yeah, it'll be very unlikely again, unless something super dramatic happens, that I'll be putting out a video for the next couple of weeks. So I wanted to get this one done, partly to let you know that, and also just see what we get to. But again, yeah, apologies, it will be light on low friction updates this time. Yep, so firstly, really apologise. I keep promising Candlewax update is coming. I've got to the end of block 5, which I think I mentioned last week. I still haven't had a chance to put the data across from the running sheet to the PC. That was going to be a nice easy job this morning before today's video. However, today got a little bit derailed, and it's just continued to sort of be so. So Candlewax, I can just keep building that one. I'll keep the suspense going for it's going to be, I guess, another couple of weeks after holidays. So surprisingly, one of the cheapest lubricants ever on test will have the longest sort of suspense build up to me actually revealing the results. Sorry about that, not intentional. It just, each week's been a bit of a disaster with the computer crashing every 5 minutes when I try to record the videos the last few weeks. as well as during the working week, and then this week getting set up with a new PC, and then my plans today, despite attacking the day early, here we are. So we'll duck to we've got a little bit of an update on the chain stripper, the chain prep test, and that may be about it. I'm just about out of time. Alrighty, so this will probably be today's only quick little friction update. Just continuing on where we are, I guess what progress we've made with the little chain product test. Can't talk, sorry. The fancy chain prep cleaning products, so the UFO Drivetrain Clean and Silka's chain stripper. So if you recall, from last week we had a potentially concerning result with the Ceramic Speed UFO Drivetrain Clean, where there was higher wear prepping via that method versus the traditional solvent method. However, I really have to flag that the wear variance between sections on these sort of lower level SRAM chains, it was a lot higher than I'm comfortable with, a lot higher than expected. We're talking like up to sort of nearly 30% wear variance between one section of chain and another. And in a lubricant test where I've been using the Ultegra 11-speed chains for the last 7 years, that's really only happened a handful of times. And if the wear variance, I guess arrived at the same mark as to what we have here, that test would be invalid, and I would restart that test. Thankfully, that has been extremely rare. Really over the last 7 years, the Ultegra chains have proven extremely solid and robust, and the wear that I obtain from one section of chain to another remains generally very, very close. So I know a few were fairly concerned with regards to the result, especially for the Drivetrain Clean, and that had held off purchasing and stayed with doing the extra faff of prepping via solvent. But yeah, really until I can complete the 3 baseline tests again using the Ultegra chain, we really don't know if the concern lies with the Drivetrain Clean or with the SRAM chain. If I was a gambling man, I would probably be placing my bets more towards the chain, just because those variances really sort of fluffed up and fudged around the check measures a bit. And with moving to Ultegra, whilst it would have been great on the one hand to really put these fancy cleaning products to the test with SRAM factory grease, as we test through 3 chains, 5 chains, the ability of these products to continue to absorb the factory grease off those chains, we'll be able to assess that just fine. And the Ultegra chains being such a robust chain with regards to testing, the results that we attain, we'll be able to just put the confidence within the results, not have to worry about the chain, and just relate that back to the actual products and be happy. So I think once I have completed these 3, I'll just probably delete these 3 off the bottom, and we'll scrap that, and we'll continue, or basically restarting the test project with the Ultegra chains and go forth. It has just been quite a run of things not being as smooth on many fronts as what I would like them to be. But that is where we're at with that. So thanks for patience on that front. It'll be a fun project as we go. Apologies on behalf of SRAM for having chains that have 30% different wear measures from one section of chain to another, right from the start, I might add. Brand new, just literally just cleaned, so before they've even had any runtime, and it certainly didn't improve with runtime. So my apologies. That's pretty much going to have to do today. I'm out of time. Aside from my sort of 7-hour loss of working hours, despite my 4 a.m. start, we then having to just quickly make an intro, solve a microphone hum, and it has just been super. So, tiny little update. So, nearing finally the end of the HotWax X single application longevity test. That has just been going for a very, very long time. It has just been run interval after interval after interval after interval, which kind of expected, because already from, I guess, the initial performance in the dry test blocks in the main test, I have been field testing HotWax X so far on my road bike, which I don't ride that much. I'm sort of been mostly focused on mountain bike through winter, and also there's been some gravel stuff. But here and there we get out with the road group, and I'm up to 950 kilometers on that chain now. And it's maybe just starting to get out of the silky smooth zone and into the starting to sound and feel that just that little bit dry. Maybe I'm pretty sensitive with the dry sound and feel, and I don't like it. I've always tended to re-wax early. So to get 950 kilometers in, that has been really quite something. It's sort of made up for the really brutal break-in period that it took to get it to a nice smooth point. So yeah, I think we're nearly just off the check measures, nearly at the end of the dry contamination block. So we'll be moving to the wet contamination test of this for single application longevity, and based on the main test, things really changed once water was introduced. So I don't expect that this test block is going to go on and on and on like the dry sort of dry with no contamination and dry contamination blocks have. So that one will be wrapping up, and that will mean I'll be able to get to the full detail review for Hot Wax X in the near future. I'll also be able to get to the very suspenseful build-up over many weeks of the candle wax test. We've got a few manufacturers booking in for tests on 2 of the machines, which will leave the one machine free for this, the chain or the fancy chain prep stuff going. But there are some other test results that have I've received from Ceramic Speed that they have tested all of the top waxes. Well, not all, but a good amount of the top waxes out on the market that we would really like to know about. There's some interesting results. I can't discuss them openly yet, so I've got to work with Ceramic Speed and also have a chat to some of the manufacturers involved that have potentially, I guess, different data. So I've got to sort out a little bit of stuff there before I can hopefully, I guess, get the open use of being able to put the data out there. May or may not, but if I can't, we'll be able to still give some indications of direction, which will be sort of clear enough anyway. So that'll be coming in the future. Whole bunch of other things on my list of fun low friction stuff to get to when I get back. So yeah, sorry again for the little run. Law of averages, things have been so epically not smooth the last few weeks. Upon return from leave, I am sure I will be in for a period of just work smoothness that matches my chains and my bikes, and it's going to be just awesome. So yeah, till then it'll probably be with hopefully mostly a couple of weeks off, and then the week back at work, and I normally do the filming on a Friday, so it'll probably be basically 3 weeks from now. I will try to check back for comments for the next sort of day or so. But then aside from the stuff I've got to do during my holidays anyway, as I mentioned before, with chain preps and stock coming in and try to keep the test machine spooled up, I'll be trying to be mostly clocked off and have a little bit of a break. So I will be not in the inbox too much. But yeah, I'll look forward to checking up on everything when I'm back. In the interim, as always, my sort of intergalactic retail supreme leader, Andrew, will be looking after everything super well. Anything that he can't answer directly, he'll put in my folder to action as soon as I'm back on deck. So aside from that, yeah, have a great time. Stay low friction, everyone. Thank you for, if you watch this short little rushed mess of a video. And sorry again for all my tech issues. But yeah, when I come back, be prepared for unreal smooth operation. Okay, till then, have great times and talk to you soon.